Okay, we will go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch over to another window here in just a second. Here we go. This is the first in a series of, right now I'm looking to do these about every 2 weeks, twice a month on these webinar series. This is using the Google Plus Hangouts. You probably heard, or maybe some of you have already been on Google Hangouts and see how they work. We are going to be using this and then archiving the videos in the members area on this website later in the week. So I'll give you some more information on that as we go along. What we want to cover today will be several different areas, looking to probably spend about 40 to 45 minutes. If this doesn't work out to be a better time, if people need to go a little bit later and do this over lunchtime, I figured that later in the morning here, 11 o'clock for most of us in the Twin City area, and some people I have out on the East Coast, that this would probably be about the best time at lunch or just before lunchtime, because most of my clients, my customers here, are business people and don't want to take up your lunchtime doing this if we don't have to. So if there's a better time that would work for you, just drop me an email and let me know what works best for you. This is going to be fairly informal, and I will be able to take your questions on my other screen over here. So from time to time I'll be moving over and just looking at my other window to make sure that I'm not missing anybody's comments here. So if you do have a question, make sure you get a live fire. Again, for those who are just coming in, live fire is the chat box below the screen here, and you can get your own login in that. It's free login. Just click on the sign in and you can get your own login to LiveFire. So above here in the video window, I want to just run through what we're going to cover today, and maybe a few other things also, but it's primarily what we'll be covering is how to access your WordPress dashboard in the admin area using WordPress editor window for pages and blog posts. I'll show you the similarities between the areas for the editor for both the pages and posts, and talk about the difference between what is a WordPress, considered to be a WordPress page and WordPress post. How to add content to a page or blog post. Excuse me. How to add images to pages and posts. I'll also show you a quick way to embed a video from YouTube and add that in. We're going to talk about setting up your basic on-site SEO, your search engine optimization, what you put into the subject line, setting your topic, your category, selecting your page and keywords, and other page and post tips. And then lastly, a couple areas just talking about managing spam in your blog and website security. So let me make a quick shift here, and I will pull up my switch my screen share here, and I'm going to go and log in to one of my websites. And now I'm switching over. In a few seconds you should see my WordPress login. And oh, here, let me just do one other thing. Let me switch back here quick. I wanted to show you, go back to my PowerPoint here just a moment. And here we go. Back on PowerPoint. I wanted to show you when you log in, some people are having difficulty finding the area to log in to their website. And let me just make sure I'm on the right screen here. There we go. people are having difficulties finding the place to log in. So for instance, I'm going to go to my missionsprings.net, my business site, and the link that I would go to is missionsprings.net/WP-admin. And some websites have been set up. I don't know currently. I know I have some of my own that have been set up this way, that actually had the WordPress files in a different directory, a subdirectory. And sometimes it's labeled WP. Oftentimes it would be just labeled blog. So here's a couple different ways that you could see that that would be laid out, either missionsprings.net/WP-admin or missionsprings.net/blog/WP-admin. So when you're looking to log into your website with the credentials that I have furnished to you, and if you don't have that information, all my customers were given that at the time of completion of the websites, but if you don't have that currently, let me know and I will resend you that file so that you have that information. Okay, let's go back here. I'm going to go back into my other screen and I'll log in. I will log in here. I went to missionsprings.net/WP-admin, and that changed the actual URL up on the address bar. You probably won't be able to see that. It's kind of small on here. But I'm logging in. I have my username and my password in there. So I'm going to log in. Take a little bit longer than normal because of running the streaming video and everything that's happening here right now. Okay, so I'm switched over, I'm logged in. This is the dashboard. This is what you would normally see when you log in to your back office area, your admin area. And it's called the dashboard or your admin panel. And from here we can go in, and some people, I realize, aren't going to see everything that's over here. I call it training wheels, and if you recall that when we set you up to log in and have access to this, some people I set up limited logins for you to not have full admin privileges, but you could still go in and do your blog pages and your blog posting, your post, which would be up here, and your pages, and make edits to those along with some other things. If you are ready to have full admin rights, and basically anybody here by the middle of July that does not have full admin rights, I will be giving you full admin rights. Whether you are going to utilize my services that I'll be talking about towards the end of this webinar or not, you will have full admin rights to your website to manage everything. So let's go over here. What I'm going to do is add a new post. So over here where it says post, I'm going to click on add new, and that will pull up a window that looks very much like an email window. Get this out of the way here. Very much like an email window. And when you go to this, if you only see one line here, there's this small icon in the middle. If you click on that, it will drop down and give you additional items that you can work with, and I'll be using those myself here. So what I'm going to do is just quickly, I have a Word document. I'm not going to switch to that right now, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing here in a moment. I have a subject line. I'm going to copy and paste, and I would recommend that you do this, that you go ahead and work with Word to start with when you create your pages, or especially your blog post that you need to do on a regular basis, that you write it up in your editor program, whatever that is, if it's Microsoft Word or whatever program you're using, excuse me, that you create it ahead of time and then just copy and paste the the information in, which is what I'm going to do here. I have a couple short paragraphs on an article that I wrote, and I'm going to paste those in here. And let me back out of this a minute. I actually have that in a Word document, and rather than just do a straight copy paste, what I want to do is show you that when you're doing paste from Word, a lot of times there's some extra coding in the back that you don't see when you work with Word or anything other than Notepad, text editor. So what I like to do is open up, if you see this, I'll click on it again. This little W icon on here looks like a W on top of a clipboard. There's also a T on top of a clipboard that is for plain text. This is to paste from Word, so I click on that W, and now the information that I copied out of my Word document I'm going to paste in here and reformat a little bit, get that extra line break out of there, and then say Insert. So now I have the copy that I want to put into my document. The subject on here, on this, is SEO, and some keywords. Matt Cutts is the works with Google. He works on the search engine optimization, the quality. You can see it right here. The Google quality team is what he works with, and he does videos several times a week answering questions that viewers have. And so I'm going to actually show you how I'm going to put a photo of his on here, but then I'm going to take another step and show you how to embed a video from Google into your blog post. So over on the side here, one of the things I want to do is make sure that and I'll cover this in some steps here in the PowerPoint, but I want to make sure that the topic that I have, the keywords I have in here, and I have two of them, SEO mistakes would be a keyword, and then Matt, because he's well known and has a lot of content out on the internet, he is also a keyword. And let me just take a quick break here and check my question area. Okay, don't see anybody posting any questions there yet. Let me just check and see off my phone here if anybody has sent in anything via email, if anybody's having any problems getting in. Okay, no, looks good. Okay, so what I want to do is make sure that the keywords that I have in my subject line, I also have those keywords. Here we have SEO mistakes. I have Matt's name in here. I have SEO again, and I have it written out, search engine optimization. And strategic business planning would be another keyword in here. That's not the primary ones, but if people are looking for strategic business planning or SEO information and so on, they could find this posting on my website. The next area that I want to go to is over here in categories. You can see that I have a number of categories already filled in here, and it looks like excuse me, at this point I have not posted anything regarding just switch a window here a second. Just wanted to check on something quick, make sure everything's working all right for me. Okay, want to make sure that I have a category that matches with my subject line and the keywords that I have in the body as well as the subject line. So SEO mistakes, I'm going to go over here. I don't have anything called SEO mistakes. I don't even have a category for SEO yet. But I'm going to click on the Add New Category. And I'm just going to copy and paste that, excuse me, paste that in and click Add New Category. And so now that shows up. It's got a check mark. Excuse me. They're laying down a new road outside my house, and the smell from the hot asphalt and everything and hot oil they're doing out there is filtering into the house and tickling my throat, I guess. So I apologize for the extra noise here. Okay, so I'm going to add that as a category, and I am also going to go down here and make sure under discussion, you notice on blog postings that sometimes you can add your comments, and I want to make sure that that is checked. And I'll show you in a little bit about creating a page. When I do pages, typically I go down here and uncheck this. I don't want people making comments on my page. In a future webinar, I'm going to get into talking more about SEO and using the all-in-one SEO pack, which is a piece of software called a WordPress plugin that I have added to all of my customer sites that I've been building for a number of years. And there's some ways to work with that to put in the title, a description that is up to 160 characters, and some keywords down in here, and some other settings. But that's a little bit more than I want to take time to get into today. Want to make sure that everything's working fine here, and that you're getting the basic overview of how to create these pages. Okay, next thing I want to do, if I wanted to add a photo to this, I'm going to click wherever I want to put the photo. If I wanted to put it at the end of the article or at the beginning of the article, I'm going to click it. I want to add this photo of Matt Cutts before to the left justify it, and put it at the beginning. I have that image already loaded into my media area, or on my computer, excuse me, on my computer, and I'm going to go over and select that. And go down here to my images, and here we go. Here he is. It's going to import that from my computer, and now I could have a link to that image. I don't really care to do that. Normally I leave that, set that as none, and I want to title this a little better, and I'm going to set this alignment as left, no link for the picture, meaning that when somebody clicks on a picture, it's not going to open it up into a separate window or anything. It's right now already the full size is 256 by 256, so I'm going to leave it at that size, and I will click the button, and now it's in there. Now I can go to preview. I haven't published yet. You can see the publish button is still sitting there. It doesn't say update, so I'm going to just click on my preview. And I need to make sure that we're seeing my preview window here, so let me just go over here. There we go. So here's my preview window, and you can see that the article is there with his photo, and the header for my website and so on, all my banner rotating. I have the Sociable plugin here, so that's showing, and below here would be a place for people to leave a comment, and I do have the CAPTCHA turned on for my website so that people can't easily spam me. The spam bots can't just come in and add their information to it. Now I'm going to go back. Once I'm in WordPress, I did click on the the preview button, but that allows me to that opens up a new window in WordPress so I can see the preview. If I click once I'm logged in, I can go up here and click on Edit, in which I'll do right now just to stay in this window, so I don't have to switch back and forth within the software here that's running the webinar. So here's the window. Now, this is something I've talked to some of you about. I mentioned this to somebody the other day that called and wanted some help with their new website for Patrick. Patrick, if you're on here, this is what I was talking about. You have some options up here under the Publish. If you don't see all of these, if this is minimized, if you don't see buttons, extra information below here, just go over to the side and click on this toggle button, and that will open it up. So you can publish immediately. If I hit the Publish button, it's going to publish immediately. But let's say that on a day of the week, I'm going to write 2, 3, 4, 5 blog articles, and I don't want to have those all published at the same time when I write those. I want to publish 1 a day or 2 a day. So I'm going to go over here where it says Publish Immediately and click on Edit. And now I can select a date up through a year and a time of day. And if I change this to some other time and click OK, then it's going to publish. Let's say I wanted to have this published. I didn't have anything that I put up on my website in May, so I could go back and publish this backwards. I don't recommend that you do that, but if you do have a lag, sometimes that's a good way to fill it in so that in your archives it looks like you have content, at least something up there published every month. And I've done this occasionally myself and for some clients to add content. But the best thing is to use this as a time release capsule, as I call it, so that if you want to take a week off, or you want to spend a day writing a lot of articles, doing some research and so on, and then publish them on certain days and time stamps going forward, you can do that. Very cool system. I'm going to just leave it the way it is and hit cancel, and I'm going to hit the Publish button. And once I hit Publish, once it's done here, now this button becomes Update. You can see that. And now I also have a View Post button. So I'm going to click on the View Post button, again, just to stay in this same window. And it will update and pull this up. Now this is live on my website. Now I want to do a couple other things here. Right now, if I hover over Matt's picture, I don't see anything. So it's missing what is called the alt file for that image. And I'm going to click on the Edit Post again. It's important that you remember that no matter how pretty your website is, the Google bots, the Google spiders, the little software programs that run around and look at images, or look at your websites, don't see the images. All they see, and I'll show you here in a couple minutes what they see if you've never seen the text, the code that makes up your website. That's all they see. So it's important. I'm going to click on this image. Now I could click on this red circle up here with a line through it and delete it totally, but I'm going to click on this little photo image and edit the image. And we do have the alternative text is in there for the search engines, but there's no title for that when you hover over it. So I'm going to copy his name and put it up in title. So the name of the person, the name of the photo, whatever that is, should be both in the title and the alternative text so that the search engines can see the name of that file. I'm going to click on Update now that the website is, or this web page has already been, or the blog posting has already been completed. And once it's done updating, I'm going to click on View Post again. And there it is, refreshed. And now, if I hover over this image, once it's done loading here, you'll see it pops up his name. And this is important if you want to highlight the title of the image, and it's good to have both of those in there. And now one more thing I can do is I'm going to just select, I'm going to copy his name and title here and go back in and show you how to actually have his name show up below the photo as a caption for the photo, because sometimes you want to do this also. I know some of you are already doing that. I know Doug, I've seen Doug doing that, and some other people. So here's the caption line. And Matt Cutts from the Google Quality Team. Let me just backspace that a little bit. Matt Cutts, comma, Google Quality, and capitalize it, make it look a little nicer. Check my spacing. I'm going to hit the update. Now you can see that it shows up below his photo. If I click the update and we go back live, and then we refresh it, updating it, and then click on the View Post again. And there you see, we've got the caption below. Now, one other thing I want to show you. I'm going to go back to Edit Mode, and show you a video that Matt did. And I'm going to have to switch screens again here just a moment. Bear with me while I switch over so that you can see this. Let me just show you a moment. I'm going to actually play this video. Let's see if I can pull that up in here. There we go. Here, I believe. Go. When you pull up Google Videos, this is one of the quick ways that you can put video of your own video on your website. You can this one used for a number of years and use that for a lot of my clients. But a quick and easy way is to utilize your Gmail account, your Google account, which is linked up with YouTube, and to add your videos. Make sure this is coming through. Yep, there we go. Add your videos, upload them to YouTube, and then go over here. You click on this embed. There's a share button down here if you just want to send somebody a link, but if you want to add that to your website, you click on this embed, and now you'll get some choices of sizes. And for this one, I'm going to just stay with the standard, the smaller size, so it fits inside my window. If you notice, a lot of times when you get to the end of a YouTube video, it shows a bunch of suggested videos. There's sometimes 8 to 12 different little windows. Sometimes those aren't all that great. Those aren't the ones that you want to have people see. If you do want to show those, and there's some tricks that I'll be teaching more about using Google Video in the future, and you'll want to do some things to make sure that all of your videos are showing as other suggested videos. But for right now, we're going to leave that unchecked. All I want to do is go over here, and I'm going to click on my Control A button to select everything and Control C button to copy. And then I'm going to go back over into my WordPress page. And again, I need to switch back over here my screen share button so that you can see that. Here we go. Should be pulling back up here in a second. Now, I'm showing you this. There's a bunch of buttons that you see up here that I have added, and some of my customer websites have these showing. And if those are there, there are some places, some other tools that you can embed a YouTube video, just the URL, the link itself. You can do some of these other video type hosting sites and so on. But I'm going to show you the I guess the quick and dirty way of doing it, just grabbing the embed code. So I'm going to go back in here, and notice up here we have two different tabs in the editor. We have visual and we have text. And what I need to do to put this embed code in here is click on text, and then I'm going to scroll to the end of this page. And actually, this left a whole bunch of bad formatting on here, that when we go into this mode we can see this. And I'm going to delete all of this. This was stuff that when I first copied in, pasted the Word document directly in before I went back and showed you that little clipboard with the W on there, it threw all of this other gibberish in there, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to delete that. Go back over here and check and make sure. Okay, then I'm clean. And that actually put the information in there twice, which I didn't want to do. Okay, so now I'm clean, and below the information I'm going to hit the return button a couple times, and then I'm just going to do Control V to paste in what's called an iframe. This is an iframe with certain dimensions, and it has the YouTube video. And now if I click back on the visual editor, you'll see that show up. And I'm going to hit the update button. Excuse me. Hit the update button, and then we'll view the post again. And here we have the video, and I can click on the button and play the video in here. You're not going to hear it because I have my my audio turned down. But after the webinar, if you want to see what he talked about, you can go back in there and listen to that. Normally, when I've got both his face on the video and so on, I probably wouldn't leave the photo up here, but for the purposes of the training right now, I'm going to leave that on so you can see that. So that's the fast way to add video content to your website. And in future webinars, I'll show you some of the other tools that I mentioned that were in that toolbar to add to that. So let me just go back, switch back over here to my PowerPoint. Okay, Randy, I just saw your comment on there. I'm not sure. Hopefully it's not breaking up for everybody. It might be my bandwidth here, although Charter usually I have pretty decent bandwidth, so we'll find out, I guess. I'm going to go back over here, switch back to my PowerPoint for a moment. Here we go. And it may be breaking up. I might be trying to be too complicated by switching back and forth between PowerPoint and doing the web page and so on, and looking at YouTube videos, so that might be the problem. But this is a learning experience for me. This is actually, as you're viewing this off my website. You're not going into the Google Hangouts area, which is live, and anybody could pull up Google Hangouts and find it over there. But I'm using a plugin that down the road here I'll share with people once I find out all the bells and whistles and see how everything's working. But that's what you're viewing on that right now. So let me just make sure that I'm over here. So setting up your basic SEO. We talked a little bit about that as I put this in. What do you put in the subject line? We want to make sure that you have a keyword, your primary keyword, that you're going to be discussing in that posting. Setting your topic category should also have your primary keyword. And for this post that I did, that was SEO or SEO mistakes. Basically the longer tail keyword, SEO mistakes. And then selecting your page keywords. You want to have the similar keywords that are in your subject line, in the body of the page or post, and also in the category. Other things that that we can do to help with your on-page SEO excuse me, is to make sure that you have the alt tags for your images the way that I showed you, or you can also go in and do captions and give a little bit more information, because that gets read as a file name that does show up for the search engines as they're going through there, especially if you're talking about a product or service, a specific keyword, an event or something that people could be searching on. I want to go back in and show you a couple more things here, but just kind of jump in here for people that might have to leave. It's already been about 45 minutes, and I said we were going to go for about 45 minutes. But just to mention, kind of recap what was in the email that I sent out yesterday and a couple days ago and yesterday again, that after July 15th, I know some of the contracts, my very recent customers, I have based the work that I've done for you with some things that would be included in there. And if in your contract with me it included having the automatic backups continue on. And now this is just to give you the information on this. These are not the backup that's done by the hosting site. I am a reseller for HostGator. Most of you have known that. I'm a reseller for HostGator, so I manage my own hosting account that I resell and put my own customers and my own sites and my customer sites on. Backups are done by HostGator, but not at the level that I do. Basically, if the whole site goes down, they can go in there and pull up the most recent, and that might be, the most recent might be last Monday. They don't necessarily do a full backup of every site every day. What I do is I have an Amazon S3 account that I host videos on. I have other documents up on there, and I also have an area for my customer backups. And I include a plugin, a piece of software that links up to, on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, to pull all of the WordPress theme files and the data files, everything that makes your WordPress website. And I do a full backup automatically. I've been doing that for people for several years, and that's gotten to be expensive for me. Amazon is pretty cheap to work with, but after a while, everybody's files and months of files gets to be costing me money. So unless you are a customer that's a recent customer that has that specifically in your contract, that I'm doing those for a year period, then as of the 15th, I will no longer be doing those backups. regular updates to WordPress software, the plugins, and deletion of spam and maintenance of spam. WordPress, right now, the last information I read most recently here was that WordPress has about 1 out of every 6 websites on the internet is built on WordPress. And that's a great record from one side. From the other side, it means that because it's open source software, meaning that it's not a company like Microsoft or Adobe that's created the software and has everything locked down. A lot of people have access to the back-end code, and that means that the hackers do. And a couple months ago, there was a big outbreak with hackers trying to get in, and if you had admin, ADMIN, as the username, they were running their hacking tools against hundreds of thousands, millions of websites, and running what's called a brute force attempt to get a password, running a dictionary program. And so if you had a password that was your dog, your kid, your favorite car, or favorite drink, or something that's in a dictionary, people were getting hacked into. So all of my customer sites, I've gone in and added some tools, some security levels where there was admin as a username for an administrator level. I've deleted those and changed those out. So those kinds of updates will no longer be done unless people join my Mission Springs marketing customer support services. And you can see that on the main site. Here's the information that's included in that. Publication of 2 blog posts each month to your blog. If you don't want to do what I just showed you, you can, and you're a member of my service group, I will take your information that you send me. You can send me an email with 100 to 500 words, 1 to 2 images. I will format that and add two blog posts per month. I'll do the monthly security updates for WordPress because WordPress is open source. I just did updates for a number of sites here, my own and a number of customer sites, and I've got a few more to look at because a new version with security updates and some bug fixes came out. I will continue to do those. Daily website backups of all your data and website themes. I'll set it to daily, not monthly or weekly. It'll be daily. So if you are in there doing something yourself as an administrator and break something, then I can go back in and do a backup for you, do a restore for you. The files will be there. Now, I don't include the restores for free. That does take some time, so I do invoice on those. I do bill you for those. But you'll have the protection of those files will be available, and so that we can do a complete restore if something gets totally busted. Discount pricing for website design, hosting, and other services. So if you want me to do additional updates, every WordPress website, any website should be updated from time to time. Designs get out of date. Content gets out of date, so besides just doing blog postings, you want to do updates and add more pages and things. I also offer other services, search engine optimization services. If you go to my missionsprings.net, you'll see that you can get a download. You can sign up and get on my mailing list on that site and get a download to a PDF file that talks about some of the services I offer. Phone support and email support, 20 minutes a month would be the phone support that's included in that, and basically unlimited email support. In the past, I have spent sometimes hours and hours with customers that it's been a year or two since we built the website, and people want to get back at it, and I'll get on the phone. I don't remember ever sending an invoice. I'm not like an attorney. I don't sit there and keep tabs on 5 minutes or 15-minute increments and bill people. I don't think any of you have ever gotten an invoice from me like that. but that will be included up to 20 minutes a month. Access to all the members only content that I'm going to be putting into the website, which will be the recordings of these webinars. After I do these webinars, after Friday each week, they'll be taken off the site, the replay site link that you'll be getting, and they'll be put into the members area along with other audio files and training. And I'm building content in there. By the middle of next month, there'll be more content sitting in there. Right now, I've only got a couple things added in there. So there isn't that much sitting there beyond what I would be doing to take care of your backups and so on. So really, I'm giving you like a little over 2 weeks notice that this free stuff is going to go away, and give you the option so that you can go in and utilize my services on a monthly basis. Product and service discounts. I've been helping and working with a lot of internet marketers primarily for the last 5-6 years outside of the local business, working with local business people. And so I have access to information from those people. And from time to time, I will be making those things available. A lot of that stuff does apply to local businesses, and want to help you out with that. So that's, let me switch back over here. That's kind of the quick overview on the products and services. And I'll go back over here, switch back to my web page. Can bring it up, my screen share. Here we go. And here we go. Go back to my website. And I'm going to go into edit the post, just so I can stay on the same page. And I'm going to couple more things, and I'll be wrapping up here, and just about the top of the hour, and I appreciate people hanging in there with me. I've already saved this. I'm just going to click update to make sure that the system knows that I've saved it. And what I wanted to point out, this is a web page is a web page is a web page, basically, until you come to WordPress, because WordPress breaks out the difference between what's called a web page and what's a static page that doesn't get changed, and the blog area or the post. And that's what I wanted to show you, the difference. There really isn't much difference in the way that things look. I'm in here right now in the post area, but if I go over here and click on add a new page under the page area, most of the buttons and everything will look about the same. See, the editor has the same configuration. Over here on the side, what you don't see is this categories area, because pages are not set up by category. So you're not going to see a category area. I mentioned before that when I do create a page, I turn off the comments. I don't want people making comments on pages. Again, later when we get into talking about the more detailed SEO work, this all-in-one SEO pack is on a page. So when you create a page, you also have some items in here. This is the theme that I'm using for this website, permissionsprings.net, and a lot of my customer websites is called the Weaver 2. And so that has a lot of different functions to hide the title area. We can go over here and add different sidebar configurations, set those up the way that we want them. We can change the header area and so on. This is it's a great theme. I've used this for a few years now. Not everybody is built on this site, so your page may look a little bit different. Excuse me. Your page may look a little bit different here, but if you're using this, if you have individual questions on how to work with the particular theme that you have, I can get with you and help you on that when we get you into the membership area. Over on the sidebar, when you log in, if you see under plugins that there are updates needed there, these are some of the things that I make sure that we do. And the first thing I do before I do any updates of anything is to go over here under the backup system. Is this volcanic. For some reason, that's what they named it. I don't know why they call it that, but that's the automatic backup. And you can see here the list of pages. This is where you would find the pages that have been backed up. So what happens when a restore is needed, if the whole website was hacked and blown away or just totally messed up, we would delete it. I would start with a clean install of WordPress and set up the primary configuration, put the theme back in that we had on there, and the basic theme, install this plugin, and then go through a process to do a restore. Once I had this in and set up, I have information that only I know, this AWS access key and the secret key. I would have to do that because I have that information. You don't. And to do the restore, but that's where the files, so you can see back in here. So if I were to do some major updating, or if I've just completed something, I can go in here and do a save changes, or save changes and backup now, which is typically what I do because I would want to do a backup before I do any updates of plugins or update to the current version of WordPress, and just to make sure if something happens that I have the most recent backup. So that's the gist of how to work with WordPress from that standpoint. When you're in the editor again, you can do a number of things. You can go in and click the View Site, so you can look at the whole website. And here's what I was mentioning back on the home page. This is one of the services that I offer. I've got a number of clients that have already signed up and been utilizing this service. If you click on here and put in your name, email address, if you don't have a copy of this already, then I've been working with you, you can get a download link to the information. It's about a 8-9 page report. If you are a customer and have not yet gone in and given me a review, I would appreciate that you do that. I have a system set up here that I'm going to be building and offering to other customers to have similar things. So these are live reviews that people have created, unlike Google reviews that you have to have a Gmail account to go in and post that information. This system works so that anybody can go in here and post reviews, so you can look at the reviews that people have put up online. The cool thing is that this is a website. It's built on the WordPress platform, and every page gets indexed out here. And so this adds more, I like to call it Google juice, to bring traffic to me based upon the results that I have in the search engines. And sometimes even when people are searching, these stars will show up in the search results. So that's, I think, let me just check quickly here. Make sure that I've covered all the main topics. Oh, the other, I think I kind of quickly went over this, but just wanted to make sure that I talked about it at the closing here. The spam and the security. Again, the big issue that I mentioned a few minutes ago is because of the open source nature of WordPress, that people can create systems to go in, and if you don't have security set up, if you don't manage your passwords well, I use a program called RoboForm to create the passwords so that I never have a password that is in the dictionary. It has upper lowercase, it has special characters in there. So if some of you you've seen those passwords and you go in and when you're logged into your WordPress account, you decide you want to put in Idaho vacation, or whatever it is that's your favorite password. My dog's name Bubba or something, which actually is our dog's name for those of you who know us. We have a dog named Bubba. He'll be found in that dictionary, and so will Idaho vacation or anything. So you want to use passwords, and even though the ones that I create that are for your logins, they look terrible and it's hard to remember, write it down somewhere, but don't change it to Bubba. Don't change it to your wife's name or your kid's name, or kid's name with some dates or anything like that. Not if you are the admin person, the administrator, have administrator access to your website. With that, if you have any questions, hopefully this went smoothly. Because the way that I'm set up here right now, I don't try to listen live to this myself, but I will be watching the replay. I'll hit the close button here in a moment, and then I will set it up here in a few minutes so that this does go. You'll get a replay link later today if you want to go back in, and I'll see how good or bad or whatever this looked like, and make changes to it, and make any alterations that I need to make so that the experience is better for all of you in the future. So with that, thank you for tuning in to the Internet Marketing Technology Workshop today. And let me just pull that up quickly here. If you have, here we go. Streaming from this side, it really is slow to pull up my web pages on my computer. If you have any questions about the new package that I'm offering, the information is on the home page right here on Internet Marketing Technology Workshop. It's $29 a month. It would be billed automatically to your credit card or debit card. I use PayPal as my merchant account, but you don't need to have a PayPal account. And if you know anybody who is not a current customer or past customer of mine, business people in the area or anywhere in the country really, who would want to have access to the information that I'm going to be sharing, I do have a rate for them too. So anyway, thank you again for your time, and we're at 5 after the hour, so I'm going to shut down. And again, drop me an email, give me a call. Let me know if you have any questions about moving forward with what happens here in the middle of July. And I'll be looking at trying to do at least one, if not two more webinars before the 15th of July. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you being with me. Goodbye now.